On its surface, the news that President Donald Trump secretly switched planes before departing Turkey last month because of a security threat from Iran might seem non-controversial, and even kind of cool, in a cloak-and-dagger sort of way. But the story, which was broken by the Washington Post late Monday and later confirmed by CNN and others, does raise some very real issues and questions. First, let's recap the basics of the reporting. It was already reported last month that, due to security concerns, the White House had scrapped a return flight on the new Qatari-gifted plane that Trump uses as Air Force One in favor of the older plane. Trump had initially claimed it was so U.S. service members could tour the new plane. The old plane has better security features than the retrofitted, new plane. And given Turkey borders Iran, that precaution would make sense. It's now clear that Trump boarded the legacy plane, then was secretly transferred via a catering truck to a smaller Air Force C-32A. He flew that to UK, where he kept up the ruse by covertly reboarding the old Air Force One, deplaning for cameras, and then got on the Qatari-gifted plane for the return flight home. Then President Bill Clinton used a decoy plane for a trip to Pakistan in 2000, arriving in an unmarked C-20 after a more conspicuously American-branded C-20 had landed. U.S. officials feared Clinton's plane might be shot down by terrorists like Osama bin Laden. Clinton soon got off the unmarked plane, effectively disclosing the ruse to the public. And the Washington Post reported Tuesday that the Clinton White House briefed the head of the White House Correspondents Association off the record ahead of time. In contrast, Trump and the White House went on pretending like he had actually flown on the legacy Air Force One. During a gaggle on the later leg from the UK back to the United States, when Trump was on the new plane, the president spoke broadly about the possibility that the plane could have faced security concerns. But he flatly denied there was a specific one. "You're saying there wasn't a security concern?" a reporter asked. No. Why would there be?" Trump responded. Asked if there were any other issue, he said, "No." When reporters kept pressing on whether there was a specific threat, Trump repeatedly deflected. There were already valid questions about the initial decision to not let Trump fly his Qatari-gifted plane back from Turkey. If the plane wasn't as safe as the legacy plane, why was Trump flying it at all, particularly in foreign airspace? It suggested Trump's desire to get the coveted new plane in the air might have led to cut corners, which is a theme with him. Then the administration took the extraordinary step of subpoenaing the Times journalists who had reported that Qatari-gifted jet was swapped out for security concerns. It claimed the situation involved someone threatening national security by leaking classified information. But the administration withdrew the subpoenas 2 weeks later, after a judge made clear he was skeptical about its argument. CNN has also reported that there has been a sprawling internal investigation inside the administration, with some officials being asked to turn over their phones. The story surely involves national security issues. But how much of this effort to root out leakers is also about avoiding embarrassment associated with Trump's hasty and potentially dangerous decision to insist on flying his Qatari-gifted airplane? Or, potentially, about avoiding disclosing having used staffers and reporters as decoys? Or maybe Trump just didn't want to admit Iran had such capabilities.